Oh, test four for Jim Davis, test 4.
Sounds good.
Troy, are you there?
Commissioners, this is Troy. I am taking it out of practice session and we are going live.
Thank you. Thank you, Troy. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Board of County Commissioners Land Use Meeting and Public Hearing for July 14th, 2020. We are a little late. We apologize. The time now is 2:47 due to our last hearing. Would you all please stand and join us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Ingalls, do we have certification of our agenda today?
We do, Mr. Chair. You have one item on today's agenda. It required published notice. That was accomplished on July 9th, 2020. With that, you have proper notice on that item and jurisdiction to proceed.
Thank you, sir. And do any commissioners have any disclosures for any item on our agenda today?
I have none, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
I have none, Mr. Chair.
And I have none. Brings us to our first item, under number 2, our public hearing, is a resolution supplementing the 2020 adopt a budget to appropriate unanticipated revenues and appropriate restricted, committed, assigned, and unassigned fund balances in the amount of $4,034,396. Presenting for staff, Kim Hirsch.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. It's good to see everybody in person. See put faces again. I would like to formally present to you the second supplemental for fiscal year 2020. The amount before your consideration today, as Commissioner Partridge stated, it's $4,034,396. This supplemental will be increasing appropriations for new revenues that have been received since the formal budget adoption, allow for unspent grant and project dollars to be carried forward into the current fiscal year, and appropriate fund balance for new initiatives that have arisen since January 1st. I will quickly go through some of the larger requests by fund, and I'll be happy to try to answer any of your questions that you have in more detail at the end of the presentation. With that, let's get started. The general fund is $3,767,367. Of this amount, approximately $1.7 million is for the new revenues for which spending authority must be appropriated prior to the additional funds being spent. Another $1,022,485 is being requested to carry forward unspent project dollars and programs from the prior fiscal year. A few of the larger examples of these expenditures include $591,000 for technology and $218,000 for water initiatives. The new initiative presented today consists of $658,000 for the purchase of the Douglas County Historical Repository purchased earlier in the year to help offset the current needs of the historic preservation area. The Road and Bridge Fund, a decrease of $966,115. These annual appropriations are being moved back into the fund balance of the Road and Bridge Fund at this time. Several of the capital improvement projects progressed farther than anticipated in 2019. Therefore, excess budget was appropriated at the time of the 2020 budget adoption. This entry will reduce the Road and Bridge appropriations. The Law Enforcement Authority Fund, $1,875, all of which is new revenues that need spending authority prior to the funds being spent by the Douglas County Sheriff's Department. The Road Sales and Use Tax Fund, as with the Road and Bridge Fund, budget is requesting to move $1,339,802 back into the fund balance of the Road Sales and Use Tax Fund. There were roughly 6 projects that progressed further along in 2019 than anticipated, and this entry will correct the spending authority that is currently adopted. In addition, $1,710,016 of new revenues have been received since budget adoption, and they need to be appropriated at this time. Of this amount, a little over $1 million has been received from Sterling Ranch to help offset the cost associated with the US 85 improvement project. The total of the road sales and use tax request is $433,214. The following funds are requesting to carry forward unspent project dollars related to multi-year projects. The Justice Center Sales and Use Tax Fund is requesting $729,000 for the continued dock expansion at the Justice Center, and the Capital Expenditures Fund is $69,055. Again, the total request as presented today is $4,034,396. With this supplemental, the new amended budget for Douglas County will be $478,609,723. With that, I'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you may have.
Thank you, Kim. Questions for staff? For Kim.
Kim, thank you. You always do such a great job keeping all of this clear. So when I read through the packet, I didn't have any questions. I was kind of confused at first about the road and bridge and the negative number, but I think I figured it out. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Kim. Great to see you in person as well, and it was perfectly put together in the packet, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
And Kim, as always, I try to stump you, and I just cannot do that. You do such a wonderful job with budget. You explain it very well, so I don't have any questions.
It's governmental budgeting for sure.
That's right. Very well, thank you. At this time, I'll ask anyone in the audience, either physically or on the phone, if they'd like to address the board regarding this supplemental budget. And Troy, do we have anyone on the phone?
Commissioner Partridge, I have no hands raised.
Very well, and no one in the room offering. So at this time, I'll close public comment, bring it back to the board for any further questions, discussion, and/or motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve a resolution supplementing the 2020 adopted budget to appropriate unanticipated revenues and appropriate restricted, committed, assigned, and unassigned fund balances in the amount of $4,034,396.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. No further discussion? All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank
you,
you.
Kim.
Have a great
Thank you for all the
afternoon.
hard work. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
This time, we have no land use items, so we will not go into land use. But before we adjourn, it was asked that we have a young lady in the audience, a high school student, that would like to address the board. So we have a discussion, and we'd like to offer her to present to the board.
Hi everyone, my name is Jiva Sendilnathan. My last name is spelled Senthilnathan. My address is 17712 Baxter Drive. I actually recently graduated high school, part of class of 2020, not within the school district, but I still live in the area of Douglas County. I went to a school within this district for the last 10 years of elementary school up to high school for an FYI. Now over the weekend, I took a moment to research you. Mr. Layden, you do have a bachelor's degree in political science and a JD. Mr. Partridge, for you, a bachelor's degree in health and safety education and a master's degree in athletic training and physical therapy. So you're good at moving arms and legs. Ms. Thomas, you hold a criminal justice degree along with an MBA and finance degree. So I'm guessing that all of you have taken your SATs, ACTs, or have written your terms down. I hope that we understand what a global pandemic is, as I'll define it for you right now. Global outbreak of disease. And pandemics happen when a new virus emerges to infect people and can spread between people sustainably. Because there is little to no pre-existing immunity against the new virus, it spreads worldwide. So my question for all of you is, what makes you credible to opt out Douglas County from the Tri-County Health Department when this board just has degrees in political science and accounting? What makes you credible? And please don't just say that you Googled it, because COVID-19 is a large deal. So if a teacher has 5 classes a day with 20 students each, do all 100 of those students need to stay home and quarantine for 14 days? Do all 100 of those students need to have to get tested? And who pays for those tests? Are they all happening at school? There are still a lot of underlying questions here that have not been answered. How are you going to keep young people and teachers, especially with those who have not compromised immunity, safe in the classroom? And most importantly, I'm not asking any of you to go through school shootings, but we're just asking that you wear a mask out in public. The reason why Douglas County is doing poorly right now behind districts like the Cherry Creek School District is because we keep wasting our money on trying to start our own public health department when we don't really need one, because we already have the Tri-County Health Department. And Mr. Layden, you make about $120K annually, and we have a school board who doesn't make a single penny. We have teachers who make half of that, or just about a quarter. The awards won by students of Douglas County are through student and teacher effort. We are unable to grow with no resources. Mr. Layden, I recently read an article that you said that we must respectfully form our own health department for the benefit of our citizens and in light of our unique public health data as the healthiest county in the country. Sir, we currently have 1,292 COVID-19 cases in Douglas County and a 63.8% percent change of the 3-day rolling average over the past 14-day period. And I just want to think that you think that that's going to happen, that number is going to stay lowered when we don't have a mask order into place. We have about 132,855 deaths in the United States right now, and with 3,106,931 cases in the country. And without a mask order and with a mask order, we're still having about 1,292 cases. So I suggest that we highly keep the mask order in place. Right now, the way that a lot of students are feeling is that this right-wing board is a literal death cult for students. Sometimes I just wish that the amount of critical thinking done in schools within the Douglas County School District would also be done on this board. And that's why I provided all three of you with a list of critical thinking questions as to why we should not reopen schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. S. At this time, we have concluded our business for our public hearing.
Well, and Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, I really appreciate the opportunity to engage with a recent graduate in and around Douglas County. So first and foremost, thank you for spending your time with us today and sharing what you're passionate about. I think that's to be highly commended. I just wanted to share with you that I did review all of the commentary that you provided to us, and it primarily relates to decisions that this board does not make. So we don't make decisions for the school board. There's a school board that makes those decisions. So I encourage you to share these comments with them as well, but certainly it's well taken. This board spent much of last year identifying over $10 million for school safety in partnership with the school board. So we do have a history of coordination with them. Statistics are important to us, but I'll tell you that we are not experts. I may have a law degree, but I don't consider myself a scientist, which is why we have engaged with Tri-County Health on a daily basis for 4 months, aggregating data. Part of that data is that we have had 52 deaths in Douglas County with an average age of 80. We've had 184 hospitalizations with an average age of 63. And compared to our counterparts in the north, we do have 1,292 cases. Arapahoe has 5,828 and Adams has 4,860. We are doing much better, and as of today's date, we have 11 active hospitalizations in Douglas County for COVID. Ms. S., I'm not interested in fining you or imprisoning you because you don't wear a mask. I think you're really bright and you're wearing one today. I wear one and I support that. But what I'm going to ask is for you to continue to engage with us because I really appreciate and admire your brain. So thanks for coming and sharing your thoughts with us today.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to quickly say that.
Thank you, ma'am. Ashley, thank you for your comments. Nope, sorry. We are adjourned. Sherry sent us a letter. She wasn't forthright.